Are you ready? Let's go. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good
And
morning.
no,
Morning, Jim.
how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just sitting there got some parts sitting here, and I don't want to run into them with my coffee cup. There we go. Hey.
Oh
But,
boy. Well,
well,
let's
we
see.
got,
Where are we today, boys? Are we? Is it Bristol that we're at? Short track beat each
yeah,
other and drive slow.
we're at Bristol and Long Beach.
Long
And
Beach. Yep.
NHRA is at, where the hell are they? They Gainesville? I don't know. NHRA
Somebody,
is on this week, too.
somebody will let us know.
I was just checking the TV, and then F1's in I don't know, one of those desert oasis tracks.
Who cares?
I will next year, baby. Cadillac.
Then we can talk about it,
Team Cadillac, baby.
especially if there's a chance of us doing something. Hey, good morning, Andrew.
Well, there is a chance. We got Team McLaren, bud.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they were fastest I just watched practice, actually. They're 1-2. We got Team McLaren. Don't forget that. That's one of our licensed oars. And with our multimedia, we're looking to maybe do some stuff with Team McLaren, which is going to be exciting.
That would be very cool for
Zach Brown, American. Hey, see what happens when you bring an American into a foreign race?
this
Dominates.
little covey of knuckleheads being able to pull off something like that. That would be awful cool. I mean, we've got we got Indy cars, so why couldn't we do some of the Formula One? That would be neat.
Well, Zach has
Dennis,
plenty of historic
what
Indy cars.
what is this F1 stuff you keep talking about?
Yeah, but Zach has plenty of Indy cars. I mean, they got the M16s that came in '71, and God, they were. I mean, they evolved while they were there. They got A, B, C, whatever the hell. And Johnny Rutherford won twice in them. But Roger was the first one to win in the McLaren with the Mark Donohue Sunoco, the famous car.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's some great stuff that, and we're licensed by both groups. So who knows? We'll see what happens, and go McLaren until next year when we say go McLaren and Cadillac.
Yep. It'll it'll be
I
good.
was looking at the statistics.
We can do some of
You want to
those.
be you want to be bored. Here's some great statistics.
That
I just watching
keep the audience
uh,
entertained.
Alex Palou. Alex Palou hasn't started on the front row, and he's won 2 races in a row for Indy.
Okay.
Nobody's won from the pole in NASCAR, right? And Formula One's had 2 races in a sprint race. All 3 races, the pole winner won. So if that doesn't tell you about they need to fix that series. They even got their own pundits over there complaining. So it is what it is. But
They need
Long
to
Beach, I love
beat off
Long
that
Beach.
car.
I know a lot of people like this Bristol this weekend, but I'm not a big fan. I do love Long Beach though. Marco's going to Long Beach.
Cool.
Marco and Ashley and the Holly got them all set up, and Chip's going to greet him down there. Um, so they're going to have a blast. They're heading down tonight or heading down this afternoon and going to. I don't know if they'll get there for qualifying, but they're going to stay down there, and it's actually only what, Jim? It's
Oh,
about an hour,
it's
45 minutes, hour.
something like that. But
Yeah.
with LA traffic, it could be 3.
Well, I used to practice actually. That's where my band plays. Is right
Mhm.
down the street from when we do. Well, the one time or 2 times a year we play. We play right down the street from the Long Beach Grand Prix at the Gas Lamp. But yeah, I love that. They really did a great job with downtown Long Beach when they first started that. With the I think Formula 5000, and they had F1, right? It was a crap hole. I mean, it was up there on Ocean Boulevard was what X-rated movie theaters and dilapidated
Yeah,
buildings, and
yeah. Long
now
Beach used to be a mess. I don't know what it's like now, but it used to be a
they had the
mess.
Pike. Remember that, the Pike?
Mhm,
They had
mhm.
this like derelict derelict little park or carnival park. Like,
Yep.
it was nobody went there.
If you,
I
I
think the
think,
Hell's Angels hung out there.
did you ever see the movie "It's a Mad, 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 Mad World"? You
No,
should watch it if you
maybe
haven't. It is a great, great 1960s movie, and the ends up going through that downtown Long Beach area, and they film it in there. Got the Pike, and then they've got some of the one of the old
all
big
right.
old buildings down there. Yeah, it is one of the truly great comic movies. So you got to
Yeah.
see it.
It is beautiful now, though. I just was down there. We went to Wrap at the 3D printing show. They have a lot of the big shows now down there, and
Hmm.
yeah, no, it's beautiful down there now. I mean, there's Hyatt's, Hilton's. It's all high value property now, right
Yep.
on the beach.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Bristol, Tennessee. That's
Yes, the old
never
gold
never
standard, the
been.
big yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I never been to that track. So Denny Hamlin. So we got Polo going for 3 in a row, and Denny going for 3 in a row, huh? Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
Hamlin. He's okay.
Lucas C is not with us because he is going to a model show. I think he may be judging. So that's where he's playing hooky this morning. So
He's not building like me. Come on, I got parts everywhere. I got one, two, three, four, five. I got 5 cars, six counting your Lotus. I got 6 projects going right now.
man, and what Rick says
It is-
about the Lotus is he got a box of parts this week. He got lots and lots of little bronze parts. So I got everything cast up on the Lotus 38. It is off of my desk, off of my back, and onto his. So that's a good thing. It's on his back now. So he's going
Yeah,
to do
the
a
parts
little
are clean
finishing up
though.
the parts. So
Yeah, the parts came out clean, so I didn't really. I think I had to file a couple of little nipples off, and that was it. So they're off to Michael, and Michael's going to knock those out in a couple of weeks. We should be building the car in the next couple of weeks here and
that
have it up
would
for
be
sale.
good. And I'm doing double duty now. I'm working on getting my prints going for the Lotus 64, so I can get those over to Rick. I'm guessing probably a month, and it's not in that much of a hurry, but it is in a hurry. And while I'm doing that, I'm back to working on a certain funny car. I started working on the frame yesterday, Rick, and
Oh, good.
so I'll have that. I'll probably have the the majority of the frame done today, because um, it's fortunately for those, it's not that big of a problem. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that'll be cool to have that and being able to, because they've been
Well,
kind
let's
of.
go through the cars we got. We do have a special announcement. We have a handful of Travelers Whiskey's car.
Oh yeah,
We
give me a
had
minute to
to,
find pictures and pull them up.
yeah, we had to make enough to cover Fanatics. So there is uh, they're a May delivery, I think, right? I don't know. Look on the site, guys. But there are just a few. So yeah, they'll be gone quick. But we had to, you had to buy them in lots of 250, I think it is. I don't know what it is,
Yeah,
but
the whiskey car is the April
so
kit.
yeah, but we needed it. Well, yeah, but no, but the guys that ordered already, it's coming right now.
Okay,
So the guys that ordered already, your Traveler's Whiskey, the ones up to the sold out up till yesterday, day before yesterday, whatever, before this week. Yours is coming next week, I think, or the week after, whatever. The
cool.
rest of them, there's another. I don't know if there's 200, but there's maybe 100, which isn't much. That's and Fanatics could take a bunch of those, so I'm not sure what it is, but there's a few if you want one.
Cool.
Reserve it now, and then we got of course, the Green Lotus, the green, which I think we're going to see that one at the Brickyard. Pretty positive of that. We've seen it at the Throwback Weekend, and we'll see it at Indy, and then that one's selling really good. I don't know what we have left on that one, but and then one sure to sell out very quick is going to be Kyle Larson's Indy 500 car. The sales have been insane on that, and we haven't even got a box art, so we got to do some mock-up box art, Jim,
Yep.
on that car, and then also the Indy car. Marco groups them together. You don't save any money, but what it does is it allows you to just hit the button one time, instead of
There you
digging them both out. Kind of
go.
cool. I like that prime on the side too. That looks good.
I do, and you know what? Also, I notice is
Yeah.
I looked at that, and I like the fact that they decided to go with Salvino's blue for the blue on their car. I thought that was really cool of them. It could only be better if they threw a couple of our stickers on that car, but we'll at least be happy with it, the fact that they used Salvino's blue.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, I think that's Hendrick blue.
It's
But yeah, that's a good looking car. That's going to be a great one. That was funny. I don't know who I was talking with. They were talking about Kyle Larson. Tony Kanaan was on Dell Jr.'s download, I guess, or something like that. And he was talking about Kyle went out there and qualified. Everybody, like, when they go to turn one, they going in, they'll switch the bars, the the deal, and then they go to exit turn
uh,
two. They're constantly, switching the bars.
the weight is
Kanaan
that
said
the weight adjustment?
yeah, the weight adjustment, yeah. And I guess Kyle went out there and didn't touch nothing, you know. So Kanaan was saying he should have won the pole by a mile,
Hmm.
And I guess this year he's got more under his belt, more sim time, and he goes, "Watch out!" I guess he's got the same damn car too.
Cool.
So yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see him. You know, the he adapted really quick, but what he didn't adapt on was the adjustments. From turn to turn, and they just do that in qualifying, though. I mean, they'll do it in the race as their tires get wore out a little bit, they'll do some slight adjustments, but they don't, not until like the end when they're running their butts off. That's the only time they run like they're qualifying, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what it is he's had more time to work with the, pushing the buttons, and I think he's going to be really tough. The kid's a hell of a driver, man, and we'll see. That's it. He's another one when you think about his trajectory. Should have been an IndyCar driver, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, came out of that whole USAC. All those guys used to go to Indy. You know, Jeff Gordon was really the first major one to change that trajectory. Tony went to IndyCar and then went to NASCAR, but Jeff Gordon made the straight jump from the USAC series over there in Indianapolis straight over to I guess it was Xfinity. There's Busch Beer. I think it was Busch Series back then.
Mm-hmm.
But he made that the Baby Ruth car, as I recall. He
Okay.
Baby Ruth candy bar car, and Jeff kind of broke the mold, and we're thankful for that because I mean it really exploded NASCAR, especially when they needed it. Um, to it got them way over the top. It put them up there above football and or not football, but basketball, hockey. Who would ever thought that? Baseball. Um, that NASCAR would. I could have never dreamed that. I love that box right there. The Kyle Larson, Tony the Tiger box. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Kyle Larson, guys.
Yep.
I hope you like Kyle Larson because we did. Yeah. Yep. Jeff Gordon did. He did run the Williams BMW. That is correct. That was a car swap though with Juan Pablo Montoya. That was just a promotion. He didn't really test. They just did a TV show type thing. And he was quick, by the way, if anybody wants to know. He was super quick. And of course, Juan Pablo was super quick. And Juan Pablo ended up won the Monaco Grand Prix, won the Indy 500 twice, and won a couple, I think, a couple road courses. They weren't, Ganassi at that point wasn't quite competitive on the mile and a halves. They started getting more competitive when Kyle Larson came in and started running up around the wall, like he does. He was basically carrying the cars, but there was definitely a discrepancy. It wasn't that like Ganassi wasn't spending the money. Of course he was, It was the teams that had been around had an advantage. And with this new car, they don't have as big an advantage. They still do have an advantage, though, when you look at it. It's just like IndyCar. It's a spec car, but Ganassi and Penske do most of the winning. And now we have a spec car, and Joe Gibbs and Hendrick, are doing most of the winning. So, yeah, for somehow, I don't know how they do it, but they figure out a little bit, just a little bit, get some better people, I guess, better drivers. It's everything, every little thing. I love that Traveler's Whiskey car. By the
That.
way, I seen the bodies. They injected them,
Yeah.
and Tina showed me they nailed that antique white.
Oh,
It was
sweet.
it was an over the counter color. It was antique white. Well, I don't know what it's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And Tina showed me the body. First time I've been to the factory, and God, I don't know how long. Uh, I went by and Tina pulled one out, and I go, man, that is like right on the money, you know? So, yeah, they're going to look really good. In fact, that might be one you just want to clear coat because it's going to be so hard to find that color.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of you guys got anything in mind. If you do, share it. Share it here. And also, guys, like this we're on YouTube now as a thing. It's going to take a while to build it up, but make sure you like and follow because
Yes.
we need to get in more algorithms uh, to be able to promote this. So this is a better thing because now that you can see, I'm on my camera again. Finally, we figured out it was my internet. I'm so far in the back corner of this giant house that Marco had to bring in reinforcements. I don't know what you call that little white box there, Jim, but
It's just a little Wi-Fi router.
yeah.
Just
So, anyways,
a
now
little
I'm good, and
signal boost.
we're gonna get some interviews. We got quite a few guys already lined up that are going to be great. We got a little piece from Clay today, and then but we're going to start getting some of our friends like Lauren Rainier, who's done so much for the company,
Absolutely.
uh, and then of course my buddy Colbert Seagraves and Chip Ganassi said he'd deal with us, and of course we'll get Bonnie to set Dell in front of a screen, and we got to get our buddy Dell Inman. Those of
That
you who were
will be a
lucky enough,
blast.
yeah, some of you guys were lucky to be able to. Tamaya Racing White, I don't know about that. No, I don't think so, Ken.
MCW has a traveler's tan available. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not tan though. It's like antique white, dude, is what it looks like. I don't know.
Joseph,
Traveler,
that would be so sweet if we could get Dale Jr. on the show, but
we can. I don't even know Dell Jr.
he's a big fish.
Yeah,
He wouldn't want to come on with.
we don't know him. I mean,
I don't know. He
Chip.
might want to come on with me, but I don't know about Rick. I don't think he'd
Yeah,
want.
I don't know. I never met him, so I don't know. But we know
Eggshell.
Waddell. I mean, we can pull Waddell back out of the thing. He had some great stories. If you
Oh,
guys watched
that
that,
was the last one we had him on.
spent an hour with him. He told us some great stories. We'll get some of those guys. We'll get some of the new guys. We'll get Greg from Penske. Hopefully we can get some of the people from NASCAR and talk about just the different things about modeling. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of great builders out there. Some of the guys from our club will get on the show. It'll be a lot of fun. And so now that we're able to actually bring people on, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. The question was, what are the kits for May? We've announced the Josh Berry car is one we're going to do for May. Let me scroll down here because I added here the
Josh
Byron.
Berry is the Byron, but Byron and Barry, and there's a third car, and I can't remember what it is, but we'll figure it out.
We
Coming
haven't
up.
shown the boxes, but it's the SVG Red Bull. So
Oh, okay, yeah, that's waiting on the. I think they gave us the legalese for Red Bull. Had to have extra legalese.
it's on there. It's just now we can't show it, guys, until they give us a thumbs up, which it pretty much is. But you know, you don't want to get licensors mad at
Yeah,
you. So
that's
yeah.
pretty cool. We got a Daytona 500 winning box.
Yep.
I
Yep.
love the green car. That's probably my favorite. But I do like the Travelers whiskey car. I just didn't talk about it because we didn't have any more. So
Yeah.
now that
Yeah.
we have a few,
Yeah.
now
I haven't shown it because we don't have any.
yeah.
So
Well, now that we have a few,
Mhm.
yeah. Remember, they're not coming. I don't know what the delivery date is, but they're not coming in the next week or two. They're behind that. The ones that you're buying right now. What happened was we fell short, and we couldn't not ship NASCAR.com, right? And we couldn't
Mm.
take them away from people. We have their money, so we had to buy the minimal amount and to be able to give NASCAR the rest of theirs. And then we have a few left over that'll be up for sale. They are up for sale. So reserve them if you want them.
Yep.
If not, build Kyle Larson. I'm going to build Kyle Larson's Indy car. I like Kyle Larson's World 600 car too. That's a good looking. We got a Kyle.
Yeah, we got a lot of Kyles, but
The Tony the Tiger. That's a hard choice. That or the Tony the Tiger. I don't know. You have to do that one if you do the Indy car. But Yeah,
Yeah,
Tony
that
Tiger.
that
That's a good looking car.
that Tony just looked too cool. It is such a crying shame that it wasn't out there that long.
I didn't get to see it. I told you. I walked in the room. The race had already started, and I forgot what I was doing. I think I was spraying something in the garage, and I go, oh, okay, I'll be up there in a second. And you know how it takes longer.
Yep.
I was airbrushing, I think it was, and I was cleaning out the tips and stuff,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I only missed like 5 or 6 laps, right? And I'm looking around for Tony the Tiger. I can't find it, And I think I talked to you on the phone. You go, oh, he already wrecked.
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad.
Yeah,
So,
maybe they'll run it somewhere else. Who
big
knows?
country, that's a good idea to put in some of the decals for the 87 so you could build the Connor Zillich, but it would nail us for licensing. We'd have to, pay extra for the
We,
second guy. So,
we wouldn't have to pay, guys. We'd end up in court.
yeah.
You guys got to understand. This isn't, even though we are the garage band of model car kit companies, the reality is we got to play by the same rules that Amazon and all those people, Walmart, Target, have to play by. We
Yep.
can't have anything on that site or sell anything that isn't completely licensed by everybody that's on that box.
Yeah,
So, I
there's
mean, I know you can say, oh, I could get that from this hobby place or
Mhm.
whatever. Well, it's not licensed, okay? And we have to sell licensed goods or
And
we'll
that's
lose
why
all
we don't really talk too much about those. We can't even call them gray market. They're black market. those,
Yeah, but we
those
can't. We don't. We just want to skip over that
yeah,
because we do understand that all that helps our. It's good for us, so we're not against it, but we can't talk about it.
yeah.
So, anyways, let's move on from that right
Yep.
now,
Hey,
real quick.
Wiley says, can anybody confirm that Barry is running the throwback at Indy? That's Indy. Indy actually asked them for it. Yeah.
Okay, let's take that apart. The president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway asked him, "Who does he work for?" Roger Penske. Who did he ask? The Wood brothers. Who
Mhm.
who actually owns that car? Roger Penske. So let me answer that for you, bud. Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
going to
there.
be there.
Yep.
I think it's pretty simple, plain and simple, and I think it's a great move. And I would tell you what, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Kyle doesn't double up that car right there. I know you guys can't see it. Jim's got it hidden, but the McLaren scheme, McLaren Cup scheme. No, not that one, but
Uh,
the one that
why
looks like
this?
this Indy
Why
car.
this? There we go. Why this does stuff? Sometimes it
Yeah,
stops for
I
me.
think Kyle Larson will end up running like he did. He ended up winning the Brickyard with the McLaren paint scheme last year. So he's probably going to run that at the World 600 and at the Brickyard just to add a little flavor to it. That'll be his his indie related car because it has the same logos on it as his regular car. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see that. And that is a beautiful car, that Josh Berry. I don't know. Maybe I'm just partial. Somebody we were talking on the phone, and it was like the first kits I got were the AMTs, the Lotus 29, and then the Agajanian Parnelli car, the Roadster. They were some of the first kits actually made by them, I think. And we were talking. Whoever it was, one of the club members I was talking to, and he had built a bunch of the Lotus 38s. They were by IMC. I don't even know where that company. I think Tester ended up buying the tooling there, and it got lost. It got all
Mhm.
destroyed. But he was saying how he goes, man, I must have built 3 or 4 of those. I go, dude, I must have built 70 of them. You know? I mean, I, every time I go to the store, they have another one on the shelf. I'd buy it. You know.
Hey, I had lunch with a couple of my local buddies, Kelvin Branham that's on, and Ed Sepulveda that's usually on, and we were talking about the possibility of the upcoming midget, and Kelvin's really excited about that. He was saying, "Are you going to do just the dirt? Are you going to do dirt and the asphalt? And what scale are you going to do? If we do that, are we looking at 1/20th?"
You know what? We're not even thinking about it yet, Jim. So I don't know. Let's get through. We gotta we gotta get through. Some. The economy set us back,
Yep,
and
that would
so
be a
we got to get through an NHRA car right now first, and we got some old. Want to get another old cup car out there. So that's really our focus now. I think that's definitely in the future, but I don't know. It could be 2 years before we get to that. Who knows?
It could be,
See
but
what
guys,
happens.
that's just kind of in our you know in our reticle. So
Yeah, and we'll see what
the,
happens.
the May kid of the month, guys. Well, for the club, the kid of the month would be the Byron Daytona winner.
Right. So you get Joey and you get Byron, and then you're going to get a bunch of old kids. And the one the month after, I can't wait, but that's for the club to find out. And on Tuesday, it'll be, we'll probably wait another week or so. But man, I got a great one.
Oh, for
And I got
June.
a great for June. And then I got a great club exclusive announcement. Hopefully we can break on Tuesday. That's going to be exciting. And so if you're in the club, and so what it is, uh, I know that the people watching this show know who the hell we are, but that this is for people that may pick this show up just in their Facebook news feed or whatever later. The
Mhm.
club is it's a kid of the month club. It's kind of like the old plate of the month, book of the
Cookies of
month,
the
record
month,
of the month.
bra of the month,
Right.
which we've got a lot of guys on here that really need those.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But so, anyways, you pay a discounted price.
Mhm.
You pay shipping on the kit, but you pay a discounted price. So you save money. And then if you buy any other kits you add on, you buy one for your buddy, your friend, or whatever, and it's anything on our website, it's highly discounted and free shipping.
Yep.
So joining the club, if you're, and then we also have, so you could buy everything at a discount, and you could, if you're, but you got to buy 12 models, or one model a month. You have to take the one that's the kid of the month. So when we say kid of the month, that means you don't have a choice. You don't get to pick what your kid of the month is. If you want to add anything on, you're more than happy to do it. Jim, behind Jim's head there is the one we just shipped, the Richard Petty 72 Riverside Winter. We still have some of those in stock. And the reason we have a few extra in stock right now, Marco made more because they are on fire. And but if you do want that one, get it because we haven't been able to keep. We didn't make a bunch extra, made a few,
Mhm.
but we haven't been able to keep a Roadrunner in stock. We got zero. That's it.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want one, it's the first car that STP sponsored. But anyways, back to the club. So then in the club, we'll do club exclusives. I think 2 or 3 is the best we've done so far. We were shooting for 3 or 4, but I think we're ending up at about 2 or 3. But you end up getting something that no one else can get. We had a Richard Petty Riverside 42 car. We had I'm trying to think what we had. We had the Benny Parsons 200-mile-an-hour car, the
Mhm.
Rainier Racing. I know we had one more. I can't think of it. And then we
Some
got one coming. Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's going to pop up with the list of the ones that we did. But man, we got some cool ones planned. And then Rick's popped up with a couple others that I wasn't aware of. So Really
Yeah, we
neat.
got some great ones. We got a couple of great. Hopefully, this Tuesday we're able to announce the exclusive kid of the month. And then what we do when we do it exclusive kid of the month, we call them add-ons. For any of you guys just watching, they're just two. We usually release 2 to 3 kits a month. If this month was 3 with the Colton Herta IndyCar and added to the Petty and the Kyle Larson primary scheme, you know. And by the way, we do have Kyle Larson's primary scheme out. So there's 5 or what's that? 1, 2. That's 4 collars.
Oh, I've
What
got what? Let's see. I've got one, uh,
2, 3, 4,
two,
4,
three,
4 collars.
3 on the on the
Yeah, you're missing the one that's just
screen room
released
right
right
now.
now. The one
Yeah,
we're shipping.
yeah.
We're shipping his primary regular paint scheme. In fact, the winning paint scheme from the down there in Daytona, not Daytona, in Florida. Dang, why did I always forget the name of that track? Because I never went there. But anyways, yeah. But we have all 4 of Cal's cars already up there for sale, and that's probably going to be the end of Kyle Larson for the year. And but he doesn't have a lot of selection besides the throwback and the Indy scheme and the the
Homestead,
primary. I mean, that's about all you get every year out of him.
Homestead.
But Homestead, yeah, Homestead, Miami, yeah. But yeah, in fact, that track he owns, man.
Hey, we have got to start the video with Clay. Otherwise, we're going to run into overtime
Oh, it's
because
a little longer, yeah. So, anyways, if you join the club, Kid of the Month, save money, look into it. You can sign up on our webpage, right on there. It's a really good deal, and that's it. And here's Clay Kemp.
let me find that video. Rick and Clay, part 3.
Hey guys, welcome back. I got Clay Kemp with us, the world famous Clay Kemp, of course. Now, this is the 3rd episode. We're going to talk a little bit about the current cars, Clay.
Okay.
Kind of get your opinion. What do you think of the next gen car, the Gen 7 car, whatever you want to call it? I mean,
I got mixed feelings on it. I miss the old cars, the Gen 6 cars. To me, they were more interesting. I hate that the Gen 6 or Gen 7 cars so bad at the short tracks. Luckily they finally got rid of some of the shifting, but when they would just run around in a circle and just bang into each other, I didn't find that all that entertaining. The option tires have seemed to help some, but I still watch every Sunday.
yeah, I love them actually myself because don't forget I was there when the guy would win by 2 laps,
Yeah,
or 4 laps or 5 laps. So for me, I mean, yeah, the short track. Although at the short track they're starting to create 2 lanes in some areas, especially like you said, on fresh tires. It seems like now we're creating a second lane at tracks we never seen a second lane before on fresh tires. So if you can make a move early, it seems like, on especially that was so many restarts and tires. It seems like to me that you can make up ground, pretty easy.
Yeah.
Instead of like watching Rusty and Dale or Daryl take off and adios, guys,
Yeah. I think it's interesting that it doesn't matter what they give those teams. They figure them out so fast and can get the most out of. Whatever NASCAR throws at them, those teams figure it out, and they're fast again. Whatever gen it is. When they gave them the COT, they were kind of wild for a while, but man, they figured it out. Figured out what tricks to do to them, and next gen cars the same way. They come up with all kinds of tricks to try and get an advantage. So that part of it's interesting.
Well, the window's tightened, but it's still, like you said, still the good teams. tend to win all the races. I think what it does do, it allows like a track house or a Jordan 2311, to come along and actually be competitive. Maybe they're not going to win the championship, but for a while. But instead of like I think the Gen 6 and backwards, I mean, if you didn't come in with, Red Bull couldn't even crack the nut at Indy. Ganassi, I mean, yeah, Ganassi won the Daytona 500. Yeah, he won the Brickyard. But I mean, week in, week out, he couldn't stay competitive. And he's one of the great car owners in racing.
Yeah, I feel like with the Gen 6, there was like a massive difference in equipment. Like the big teams had better equipment, so it was harder on the small teams. And now I think since the cars are all the same, the difference is probably in engineering. The big teams can hire better engineers, run better simulations. So the small teams are still, at a disadvantage somewhat. But I don't know. They took out testing. They took out a lot of the practice to try and even it up. And I don't know if that's helped or not. But I guess the teams know better.
If you switch over to IndyCar, where they have a big track record, I mean, really, if you go back to IndyCar, we started. I mean, they weren't spec cars, but in the 70s, even, 2/3 of the field was either a McLaren or an Eagle, and then the Marches and Lolas came. So I mean, they've been kind of spec racing for a long time, and again.
Didn't back then the smaller teams have like year older stuff? Like
no, I mean, I remember the Whittington brothers were actually the first ones to show up with the Marches at Indy, and they were it was a small two brothers. I think they were actually got caught for drug dealing. But,
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, it's true. But, they're nice. They were really nice guys. Don and Bill, I think. Yeah, Whittington. And they showed up with these Marches, they kind of bought them. And then all of a sudden, they're hauling butt, these two guys that, and pretty soon, even Penske was buying them. Even Patrick was buying them, So, I mean, somewhat spec rate, I mean, I remember years going there where pretty much any car worth of crap had Offie in it. Then, of course, Wilmore came in and Cosworth and so forth. So, I mean, I think Indy's been more spec than NASCAR over the years,
Yeah, except for NASCAR now, they all have to have the same thing. Where
and Indy does too. Indy exactly
is
the
now,
same.
yeah. But back then, when you were talking about, it may have been spec. You had a couple different options. But
I think Indy went spec after the split when Tony George and CART split. And they brought in I think they had two chassis, like a Swift and
G-Force and a Dallara.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think there may have been a Falcon or something, but I don't think it ever ran. I think they made it, but it didn't get to race or something.
Yeah, and so I mean, they were kind of ahead of the curve, actually, IndyCar on this whole deal, which I think is, I mean, let's be very honest, technology has passed up racing, Or everyone likes to go the Formula One car. My car in the driveway has 1,000 times more technology than a Formula One car. I mean, they don't even have ABS brakes. They don't have, they got no traction control. They got nothing. They had to make the drivers part of the program.
Yeah.
And I think in NASCAR's done a really great job. I think. I mean, hell, what year did they finally go to getting rid of the carburetor? Wasn't that long ago?
Yeah, that was in the COT, I think. So 2007, 2008, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I mean, NASCAR's been really good about keeping the driver as part of it. And I think the new car really helps the driver. If you're a good driver right now, I mean, you could pretty much, I mean, Tyler Reddick, look at him. He jumped over to 2311 and he's still hauling butt,
Yeah, I think the younger guys figured it out faster than the older guys. when they switched to
Yeah.
the next gen car. Some of those guys are still struggling with it. I mean, Brad Keselowski went to running up front every week too, and he's so hit or miss. You never know where he's going to end up. And he's
Yeah,
a good driver.
but also it's age. You know,
Yeah, it could be.
you know, Brad Keselowski's not the youngest guy out there by any means. You know, I mean,
he's smart. He's got experience.
Yeah.
He would run fast if he needed to, but like there's sometimes he just doesn't have a chance. Can't keep up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was last week's race or the week before, Kyle Larson, was just rim right. Was the only guy that could go around turn 1 and 2 on the wall at down there in Florida at that track
Homestead.
wasn't around. Yeah, Homestead. And it was a difference. He was the only guy that could do it.
Yeah,
anyone that tried.
I saw Logano said something about he started 12th, I think. At the end of the stage, he was 10th. It took him the whole stage to pass 2 cars. That was just all he had, I guess. Maybe he didn't want to run the wall. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't didn't pay off for very many guys,
No, they tried, but
yeah. I mean, they are brave.
Yeah.
But it's almost like Indy, You have those guys that are just good at, you live by the Speedway, that are just great at the Speedway. Even a Takuma Sato, as old as Sato is, he's still competitive at the Speedway.
Yeah. Look at Oriol Servia. That guy was fast every May. It didn't matter what car they put him in.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you just have those guys. I know a lot. It was before your time, but like a Tom Sneva, he was like that. Rick Mears was one of the greats there. And on you can go different.
Rutherford.
Eras. Yeah, Johnny Rutherford was great there. Hell, he drove a Patrick crap box. I don't know how many cars it was combined in. I think it was 1970. Put it on the middle of the front row. It was one of Patrick's early cars, but it was just one of those cars they bought and they kind of put some bits and parts on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the state of racing is phenomenal right now. I mean, even if you look at it, I don't know if you follow drag racing, but that's pretty much spec series at this point in time.
Yeah. I feel like they all hit like bottom, and then they got to figure out a way to fix it and then slowly start working their way back up again. I think drag racing got pretty stale there, for a few years. Like all the old guys were retiring or dying off, and they need to figure out some way to make it relevant again. But it's been pretty entertaining the last couple of years.
Yeah, coming back from as far as I go, I love the spec cars because I think it finally, it's like we have Supercross out here. Now it comes to Indiana and stuff. But, a Supercross rider could go team to team to team, and he is so valuable. He's more valuable than the damn bike, And I think that the spec racing is really added value to driver,
Yeah, I can see it because they're going to make the difference.
Well, look at Formula One. You got one team a lot of times. It's only those 2 guys.
Yeah.
And the rest of the field's, screwed.
Right.
Whereas, in Cup, a good driver could turn a team around,
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to always struggle beating the Hendricks and the Penske's and the, but like you were saying, they figure it out a little quicker,
Yeah.
And they tend to also attract the better drivers, I think,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, guys will take less money, I think, to drive.
Stay on a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got 2 things going for them. They attract the better mechanics, the better engineers, the better drivers, and, that's kind of how they stay on top.
That was kind of what happened with Newgarden. His contract came up, and he had, potentially all these options, but, he still stayed at Penske.
And probably for less money, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Why would you leave? A guy won the damn Speedway 20 times. and that series is still trying to, break out of that mold of a one race series.
Yeah.
Where it's, hopefully this year with the Channel 7 thing, we can get some interest in who the hell the champ is.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guys that win that championship. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Whereas
moving to Fox should help them, I would think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. It's sad to see them starting on two of the worst tracks of the year.
Yeah, I wish they'd go back to some more of the ovals.
Yeah, same
cut out.
Terrible.
They cut out thermal. Texas and Chicago. And, I don't know. I think they need a better split.
That's what I was telling Chris. I go, they should have opened up that series at Texas Motor Speedway. And then
because that's always a show.
It's a 4 wide, insane. Yeah, like Will Buxton said, why don't more Formula One drivers come over to the Indy 500 to drive?
Because they're scared of ovals.
Because they're scared.
Yeah,
I don't blame them. I think it's insane. I think qualifying at Indy is probably almost exciting as the race.
Yeah,
that's
the
probably the greatest
it has been
ever.
Yeah, the last few years has been pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. But anyway, so is dirt cars still your favorite to go to?
Oh yeah. Non-wing sprint cars, wing sprint cars. We get to see midgets occasionally, dirt late models. Yeah, we've got so many dirt tracks. I live in Indianapolis, so there are dirt tracks all around us. Half hour you can go to 3 or 4 different tracks. We got even a little dirt track here in south side of Indianapolis. So yeah, we'll go 1 or 2 nights a week all summer long.
Do you hit the the U.S. Nationals? Do you do that or?
I used to. I live 5 minutes from IRP, so every time they test or anything, I can open up my window and hear them testing over there. But it got to the point where it was just so expensive for what you got to do over there.
Right.
We couldn't. Some year I'd love to go and spend the whole week there. Where you could really take your time and enjoy everything, check everything out. But typically we would just go Friday or Saturday for qualifying, and they'd just run it through so fast, and it was so expensive that it kind of got old after a while. We needed a break from it. So, but it's cool. I mean, there's nothing like nitro drag cars.
I that's the thing. When people always like to pick one category, I mean, I don't know. Ask me week to week. One week I love Indy cars. Next week I love NASCAR. I love it all. I watch it all.
Yeah, we do too.
I'll even watch Supercross. I watch that with the boys. Tomorrow night will be Saturday. Actually, when this will air, it'll be Saturday. So Saturday night we'll be in front of the TV watching Supercross.
Yeah, we got a Flow Sports subscription, so we get to see all kinds of stuff: pavement modifieds, dirt modifieds. Pavement late models. We watch all of it.
I got to get that because that's one thing we don't get. I don't get is a lot of dirt track racing. Really wasn't around it a lot. I mean, what I seen, was pretty cool. I got to go up and some guy from Busch Beer took us up to when we were in Daytona. Steve Kinzer was racing. I don't know what track it would have been, but
the guy maybe.
Is that what? Yeah, the guy from Busch Beer had a motorhome. Actually, took me, Jimmy, that worked for my dad, and Roger Maris, the Yankee home run guy.
Yeah.
Him, his wife, and his buddy was a catcher. I don't even know who the hell he was, but because like you, I grew up in motorsports and. We drove up there. We got to meet Steve Kinzer. I was more interested in meeting Steve Kinzer, That's when he was young and just dominating, He's is he still around? He still run?
No, he stopped driving a few years ago.
My age, right?
Yeah, he's got a son that still races, Craig. But I think Steve still goes to the track, but he hasn't raced for a few years.
Does he I think he pretty much owns most of the World of Outlaw records and stuff, right?
Most wins. I don't think anybody will ever catch him. He's like so far out ahead.
And who was the one guy I forgot? He ran for Rick Gallis at Indy. I don't know if he actually made the race. I got to meet him. He was running
Swindell,
right around Kinzer. Yeah,
Sammy Swindell.
yeah.
Yeah, he is still racing. I think he's
Oh,
got
he
a
is.
sprint car race coming up in a couple weeks. Yeah, he just doesn't
Wow,
slow down.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
So yeah, you would say out of your favorite, you're a dirt guy. Well, with your family owning tracks, and
yeah,
that was interesting to learn about you. And you know, you kind of grew up in the dirt.
yeah, for sure.
But anyways, we'll give it back to Jim, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Clay, for joining us.
Thank you.
Had a great time, and look forward to the next one.
Sounds good.
And now back to the old guys.
You know
That
what
was
was hilarious, Jim, is with that router not in here, it sounds like I'm drunk because all my words were
chop.
delayed. I'm
But now
sitting there watching and I go, man, I don't drink. Definitely sounded like I was drinking.
this it's
I
all,
swear, guys.
this is
I
all
swear.
a work in progress, and at least now the next thing we got to do is we got to fix that we got to get that
Backdrop right here.
batter behind you for when the sun comes up.
I got a JR Models banner that's going to go right there.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we'll take care of that. We got a camera that works,
Yep.
and kind of excited about that. So now I can actually. We didn't want to start doing more. That's why Clay was kind of the guinea pig. Clay works with us. Was the guinea pig for the interview stuff. We got another segment with him. I mean, he has an interesting story, Jim. With his family owning dirt tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Jackie Arute. I think I told this before. Good friend of the family. I never knew Jackie's family owned this dirt track, and that's where he came from. I always thought Jackie Arute was just an announcer that, Italian, became buddies with my dad and became buddies with the family. And turned out, no, he's family owned dirt tracks forever, and kind of like Clay.
And I think that's somebody else you ought to put on your list
Yeah,
of
Jackie would
contact.
be a great one.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
when I hit Chip up for it, it was like, yeah, I'm in. Yeah, Rick, whatever.
yeah, so that'll be cool, and it's I kind of think that they would probably trickle over to other shows, would probably get the clips, and that would be great. But for us, for the guys here that are on now, and ladies, excuse me, but for the folks watching now and watching over the next few weeks, I mean, it's a treat to get to hear conversations with people that you're not gonna get on the regular interview shows. So
why don't let's run through the cars we have for available right now. We're running out of time here. We got about 2 minutes. Let's show what we got.
To find
and
these
don't
things.
forget,
Hitting the like. Yep.
Hitting the like this video. Help us get this thing out there. There's Kyle Larson's World 600 car, and I would guess Brickyard, but we don't know that for certain.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely the Brickyard car, and that's going to be awesome. And then I love that car, the Tony the Tiger. The one we don't have on here is Kyle Larson's primary and Chase Elliott's primary for 25. Those are available on the website.
I do.
Oh, you do have Kyle.
I just got to add them in.
Oh, okay. There's Kyle's primary, and we do have Chase's primary.
There's Chase's primary.
There's Chase's, and we got Richard Petty's first STP car.
I'm looking forward to it.
And got some great cars, man. And of course, Joey Logano's championship car, and that's the first. By the way, I should have sent Jim some photos. They've already injected it. It's
sweet.
They'll be packing that thing up come Monday. Love that car. I'm partial, sorry, but my Jim Clark, Josh Berry car. And don't be surprised if we don't. Remember, Josh Berry won a race, and there's a few Travelers whiskeys available. They're I don't. They're little. They're not coming out next week. If you buy it, it's like I don't know about 4 weeks or something like that. I don't know. Look on the site; it tells you. I love that car. That's that was a dream come true for me that
Yep.
day. But yeah, that was pretty exciting when Plymouth walked out and STP jumped in.
And
Well,
history, literally history was changed.
yep, and that was kind of awesome day. And look how foggy it was. You can't even see the grandstands in the back. They stopped that race at like 300. I think it was a 500. And then we got William Byron. So we got back to back William Byron Daytona 500s. I don't think we have any more of the last year car, do we?
I have no idea, but I
If you
love
did, check on
love
the
the
website.
wrap on that car. I mean,
Oh,
they got
that
some great wraps.
yeah, that box does it no justice whatsoever, to be honest.
Mhm.
Because I really thought that the Joey Logano at Daytona, that Joey Logano running Joseph Newgarden's paint scheme was going to just pop, and be the hot thing. Then I seen Byron inside of him, and I go, oh, the Byron car is the best looking car
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It popped. I mean, it actually made Joey's car look dingy. But yeah, it was a great job. And that one you want if you're putting the blue decals on. We are putting it in the orange, but if you really want to do it good, I don't know what paint you use, but to me is fluorescent orange um, or if you use MCW's any of the buddy splash paint makes a fluorescent orange. You can really get a great car out of that. And Clay provided all the blue and flame and all that other stuff on there. So it's a great cheat. So I
Mhm.
got some phenomenal cars. And who we didn't show was Colton Herta. We just released that.
Oh yeah.
And
Give me a
that's
sec.
the that's the
Let
car
me
we have.
add that up
And
here.
so we'll end it with Long Beach Grand Prix and Bristol, Tennessee. And I can't tell you exactly where
So
NHRA is.
now.
And then we got tonight, I don't know where the hell Formula One is. It's one of those desert tracks. I don't know. Somewhere in the Middle East. I watched the practice. There we are, Colton Hurt. I love that car. That's a good looking car. And yeah, I got my next up for the Indy car. I still have to build Joseph's 24 car. I got his 23, but
Bahrain.
I think I'm gonna Bahrain. There you go. Another boring track. But it's kind of like thermal. But I'm looking forward to doing Scott Dixon's car too. We have a few of those. We're almost, by the way, if you want Dixon or if you want paddle, I would suggest to get them. They're just about done. They're I don't even know. They're down to pieces. You know, in the teens, I think both of them. But yeah, the if the Indy car's your thing, those are great. Jim did a great job on those cars. They are such a fun build. I know the Cup car. We didn't have the ability on the Gen 7 to print the parts, put them together, make sure all of our fits. We had to kind of do it on the fly. Now with the new technology, we were able to nail this Indy car, and we'll be able to do that in the future too. But it's great fun. I love building that car. I built it so many times, just plain. And I only
Mhm.
have actually the one that I painted. So I got to get on another one. I got what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects. I got to add a seventh, I guess. Oh, I take that back. I do have a seventh. I got my I did start my Joseph Newgarden 2020 last year's championship car. I've already got it going. So that's, yeah, I do already have 7 going. Sorry. I don't know. I just jump around, you know. 1 minute I walk in the room and whatever I'm in the mood for, I do, you know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for checking in.
Yep.
Do hit the like. I know if it's only a handful of you on here, and I know you're good friends of us, most of your club members, and been with us forever. If you could help us by just clicking that little button, the like, and I don't know what it is, the like and follow. It
Yeah, if
just
you
puts
want
us
to
in more
subscribe, that's
algorithms,
great.
and it helps you get more kits in the long run.
Yeah,
Because the more
yeah.
people that know about us, the more stuff you get.
And
But thank you all. Thank you.
somebody made a comment earlier about everybody's trying to get some money off the stuff, the licensors, but you know, it's a I hate to say it, but it does come down to dollars and cents. If we don't get enough dollars and cents in the door, we don't get to continue making stuff for you guys. And you guys, unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, there's no alternative. There is no alternative to what us two knuckleheads are doing. So if you like what we're doing, share what we're doing, and
Yeah.
we'll keep making more.
Nobody's greedy out there. All of our licenses are more
Yeah.
than fair. I
Yeah.
mean, they are, these people work with us, they help us. So don't ever think that, NASCAR is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
General Motors, Penske, I mean, you name it. These people have just been so kind to 2 old farts that had a little dream and wanted to
Yeah.
do something and have fun.
Yeah.
So no, we do not complain about our licensing at all. We're very proud of it and very happy to get it. And nobody's greedy. Everybody's cool. We get thank you letters actually. So, anyways, and thank you guys so much for supporting us. And again, hit that like thing or follow. I don't know, guys. You guys know probably more than me, but help us get in the algorithms. All right,
Yep.
Jim. Thanks for having us. We'll see you guys next week, same place, same time.
Got another interview from Clay for next week, and then we'll we're going to be continue working on more stuff because it just makes
Now
it.
my camera works.
Yeah, now that you got a camera that works and we
I
can
don't
see your
sound drunk.
better. Once again, is that good or is that bad? I don't know. It is what it is. So, all right, later, Rick. Let's
All
get
right. Thank you
with
guys. Take care. See
the
you. Enjoy the racing.
Yep, yep. Let's see. Where's my set outro video? Yes, the thundering hoofbeats of Miss Mia as we get the heck out of here. Play outro and end stream. Yeah.